All right, so I'm gonna go over chapter 6 of the ebook, which is talking about building the rebooking and the retention system. So, this part of the book focuses on teaching gym member owners, how to spend their money wisely on advertisement and social media campaigns in order to get members and keep the members that they have and being involved in the business. So this is one of the greatest inefficiencies in the fitness industries because a lot of people get involved with the gym. You know how we always know people have their New Year's resolution, they get involved with the gym just to quit going just 1 to 2 months later. And so for a closed ecosystem, this is a main priority because you want the cheapest member is always the member that you already have because it costs more to go out and replace that member than it will to keep that member that you have and then just create more trinklets or put more effort into keeping them involved with your gym. So many businesses, as ChatGPT says, will bleed out a lot of money trying to spend more money on marketing while their own members is leaving. They don't have no follow ups, no occasional check ins. They don't have no type of system in place to keep their own members composed, keep their own members involved with the community that they built there at the gym. So that's where continuity comes into place. So the process will start with attendance. Okay, you would look at attendance declines, notice your client's motivation weakness, notice that their workouts became more inconsistent, notice that the communication stopped, the engagement disappears, and then that's when cancellation follows. So cancellation, that's the final event, and that means that the retention is not won, and retention is won months before you get to the cancellation situation. So you once you start seeing that your members start to drift with their attendance, that's where you want to take full charge or full active steps then to figure out why your members being disengaged, why they're not being active. So the whole objective to prevent your people from leaving is prevent disengagement. So you always want to have the members with some type of assessment. Always have an end goal with the action plan that you get them to take. So the action plan might be to do this workout or to do this fitness journey, but then you also want to have assessments. You want to have some kind of accountability at the end of that or either have something to have them looking forward to that's involving your gym. So you can, like I said, personal goal records, a group completion, a coaching consultation. So when that goal completed, then they already have another milestone lined up for them, so that they already have something else to look forward to once they complete that goal, and that'll keep them psychologically entertained in your particular gym in there to keep the momentum alive. Because as humans, we thrive off of progression, thrive off of being motivated and actually having something to look forward to. Because once you stop the engagement, then that's when everything becomes vulnerable. And rebooking is an art. It's the art of being able to create future commitments for everybody that's involved with your gym. So that, like I said, they already have something that they feel like they're committed to. They feel like they're held accountable, and that gym becomes more so of like an ecosystem than just a bridge for them to get fitness. They become like, okay, this is part of my commitment. This is something that I need to do. Almost like how churches create their members to have them constantly coming back every Sunday, and then they pay a membership, which their tithes, and the church keep them held in, keeping them coming back. You create something similar to that, not quite. So, as ChatGPT used planks as an example of how strong ecosystems are built by many planks, versus weak ecosystems are built by only a few. So, like I said, you always want to have future appointments coming up, schedule assessments, that accountability calls, all different kind of monthly reviews, all different types of milestones for the community and fitness challenges. This is going to increase your engagement and always have them involved with what you got going on at the gym. Because future engagement and engagement create future attendance creates retention, and the best gyms make rebooking automatic. They don't wait for them to decide. Don't give your member a time to decide. Time they sign up, or automatically get them involved with something that you got going on at the gym besides just them coming there and working out. Just like how ChatGPT using the example, the dentist schedule your next cleaning before you leave, or in a professional service schedule your next consultation before the current project ends. So so that'll go into the subscription aspect, because when it comes to closed ecosystem, having a subscription based business is very important, because you want them to be on a retainer. So for a closed ecosystem, of course, the membership that the members are going to be paying is going to be your your subscription, but you want them to also understand why they're doing what they're doing. You want them to have pure clarity for every goal or every milestone that they accomplish or you're trying to get them to achieve. And you also want to create consistency within all of your members. You want the consistency to be to a point to where they just do it automatically, to where it becomes second nature for them. They don't even have to think about why they're doing what they're doing. Not from a meta situation, but from a situation where they're just so focused and into that becomes second nature to them. And so with artificial intelligence come in because they can help with the administration effort when it comes to retention, because AI can help monitor the attendance, identify risk, because you can set the AI up to where certain points or certain areas, if a member act a certain way or do a certain thing in terms of attendance versus coming in the morning, coming at night, AI can pick up on that. AI can send some reminders. It can schedule follow-ups. It can track members' activity. Like I said, where they go, what appointments they come to, what events they decide not to come to. So as gyms grew, it became hard for them to keep up with their members. But with AI, they can help out a lot. And that system can also identify decline in the attendance and trigger follow-up messages and recommend rebooking opportunities. And then it can help with personal outreach, even schedule accountability check-ins. So that way, you as a member, you as the owner, you don't have to keep up with everybody personally all the time. You can use the AI and then use the AI to help create that personal connection with all these different members. So like I said, it's separate zones. You got the green zone, which is the highly engaged members. And when those are people that always come on a regular basis, they participate in multiple different challenges. They have strong communication and they got a lot of momentum going on. In the yellow zone, it's the early warning. That's the decline in attendance. Maybe they was coming to 3 events, now they start coming to 2 or 1. They miss a couple engagements, and you have to reconnect immediately before they come to the red zone. Don't let them get to the red zone. Red zone, prolonged inactivity, ignored communication, and then that's when they hit the cancellation. And so the objective, you want to react regressively in the yellow zone to try to stop them before they even get to the red zone. That way you don't have to worry about losing, because when they get to the red zone, it's kind of very hard to get in contact with anybody, because at that point they already distant themselves from whatever it is that you got going on. So that AI can help to figure out which level of intervention is required for each member. So once you got a circular ecosystem and you try to create a circular ecosystem, you got to look at the members, even though they got free will, that they're no longer responsible for figuring out their next step. You have to have systems and set mechanisms in place to figure out that next step for them. Give them the direction. But that direction is going to prove certainty for them and certainly create actions for them. And then once they get actions, the actions going to create results for them, and that results going to create loyalty from them to you, and that loyalty is what helps keep your members retained to your gym. The strongest businesses are businesses that are built upon trust and loyalty for their own members, not the businesses that acquire the most customers. And you also want to retain as many as you can, because retention is going to be very important for a circular economy. Very important. All right, and so mastering rebooking and retention, that's going to be very important. Make sure you keep all your members involved and not just booking flimsy sessions for them. Actually study some things and actually get interventive systems in place for them, so they have a meaningful reason to return. So here's like a worksheet for chapter 6 that I created. So you got the member, you got the current program, find out what their next commitment is, find out the commitment date and the reason for the commitment. And so for the retention tracking, you got the member next appointment challenge and the coach assigned. I already have a coach signed to them. I already know what challenge y'all going to focus on talking about. I already have the next appointment set up before they leave the appointment that they with you on. And so for the monthly retention review, you want to look at how many members you got in each group for whatever activity you got, how many new members you get, and how many members are already canceled, and figure out what your retention rate is. And then as a membership owner, as a gym owner, you want to figure out what your goal is for the next month about how you want to retain the members that you have, and what you're going to do about having a large amount of canceled members. So, and this goes into chapter 7, which is the reactivation loop. I go over that tomorrow. So this today was all about retention. All right, see you all tomorrow.